being a wife in Turkey can be so much overwhelming, and also can be actually stressful and also joyful. And today's video, I want to focus on mainly what it takes to be a wife, especially when you are a foreigner.
TikTok, TikTok. Ja, u? 出了上面这样晒。TikTok, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
So I'm gonna be talking while we are making my hair, a simple hairstyle. Now, being in Turkey and getting married in Turkey is one of the best thing that has happened to me, because I have learned a lot in terms of culture, in terms of just being a mother, a wife, and actually interacting with different kinds of people. Now, is it really hard to be a wife in Turkey? Let me tell you, as a foreigner, there are some things that you're gonna be facing, especially if you don't speak Turkish. But I find Turkish people so interesting and so welcoming, and they don't actually easily show that they don't like you. If they don't like you, maybe they can show little sign or no sign. So I find them so interesting, and today we are just discussing, is it really hard, and what does it take? So first and foremost, Turkish people value their family so much. They are family oriented, and if you want to be on a safe side, the very first thing I can advise you is actually to respect your husband's career and what he's doing. For instance, if you get married to a person who is, maybe you get married to a guy who is selling clothes, or maybe he is a business person, and then each and every time he requires you, or he is required to be at work, and also even though he loves you and he loves the family, you find that he takes most of the time to actually do what? Work, go outside, find the product and sell. And on your side, maybe you hoped to find someone who is not like that. What will you do? The best thing is actually to support his career and also respect his career, even though you did not want to get married to someone who is maybe doing or selling clothes or doing something. What can you do is just to accept and also respect that man for you to have a good, fulfilling relationship. But if you despise and you start maybe fighting or thinking that there is someone better, then it can be a very big problem to you, because you know, marriage, when you enter into marriage, it is a commitment. Okay, so that is the very first point I can advise you. Now, another key element or another point I want to share is to be a Turkish wife, what it requires you is actually to respect the man's parents or in-laws, your in-laws, and also to respect the culture of that man. Now, we come from different cultures. For instance, in Africa, we do some stuff differently. And then when you come here, Turkey has a different, or Turkey is a country whereby culture is one of the most done thing. There are so many things when we talk about culture, maybe some things in terms of ceremonies, in terms of food, in terms of many things when it comes to tradition and culture. The best thing, if you want to be on a better side, on a safe side, and have a good relationship, is actually to do what? Respect your man's or the Turkish man's family, parents, the in-laws. If he has maybe sisters and brothers, try as much as possible to respect them and also love them and also respect their culture. For instance, when I came here, my mother-in-law could bring some food and she wanted me to test different kinds of food, and I was like, some of them, they were for me, I found it like someone who loves to do exercise or who loves the body figure. I found that they have a lot of sugar in them, and I could tell her just without not offending her, I could test and then take it and then keep in the house. Maybe the kids will eat, or maybe my husband will eat, but I could not actually show her directly that I don't like this food, or I could not just throw away. It is an offense, and that's how they actually. And by the way, whenever someone comes and asks, "Does she like the food you cook?" my mother-in-law will say, "Oh, Nelima," they call me Nelima. My mother-in-law will say, "Oh, she loves my food. She really enjoys when I like what she's doing." So. And also in terms of respect, I really respect them because they also have respected me so much. I cannot complain. And that's why I highly recommend you, when you go to that family, try as much as possible to love that family, to love your in-laws, your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law. Because why should you hate someone who has actually accepted you into their family? So that is a point I wanted to put out. Now, another key element that will actually help you if you're thinking to get married here in Turkey is actually to try as much as possible to compromise and find solution to conflicts. For instance, in a normal relationship, we always fight, we always argue, not fighting in a way that to destroy each other, but we always have disagreements, and especially whereby language barrier is involved. Because remember, if you're a foreigner, if you don't know Turkish, you must either speak English, and maybe they don't know how to speak English, and then there must be, or they can be, misunderstanding in terms of language, in terms of culture, in terms of communication. So what you're gonna do is actually to compromise. Let's say if you don't know how to speak Turkish and you have a conflict, find a way to solve it. Find a way to compromise. Maybe you say, I'm going to learn Turkish, even though it is not my language. I'm going to just learn it for the sake of having a good relationship with my people. And that's how I have built a good relationship. I'm not perfect. We are not perfect, but we are normal, happy couple. And we have been together for almost now 4 years, just staying together, but we have known each other for more than 4 years. Now, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, they don't have a brother-in-law. They are so amazing people. I cannot complain. But sometimes, maybe for instance, with my sister-in-law, maybe sometimes we have that disagreement, or maybe with my husband, maybe we have a disagreement. But it doesn't have to be that strong disagreement. It doesn't have to bring more conflict, because I know how to talk and they know how to communicate too. So find a way to compromise. If you have a conflict with your partner, try as much as possible to compromise. See what can you do to make sure that that relationship is actually fulfilling. Okay, my ladies? Another key element that it takes to be a Turkish wife, or if you're married to a Turkish citizen, is actually to be responsible in terms of finances, and also to take responsibility as a wife. And that includes actually to taking care of the kids, taking care if the kids are there, taking care of the house, doing the house chores, cleaning, cooking, ironing, all those stuff. You must be willing to do this stuff. You know, some people think marriage is actually when you marry to a foreigner, especially if you are not in the same race. They think that maybe, for instance, I'll use in Africa, maybe we Africans normally have this mentality whereby we think that maybe getting married to a white person or a person who is not your race, it is only sitting, doing makeup, and just as going for vacation and doing, but that is not the essence of marriage. When you are in this marriage, it is good to take responsibility as a wife. You're gonna have to know how to spend your money. Some people, when they have been given money with their husband, instead of knowing how they're gonna spend this money, what they normally do is actually to eat this money. And how they eat it, maybe they go to clubs, maybe they send to their friends who doesn't even help, or who doesn't not need the money. They do crazy things, and it is not good as a wife. And then when the husband comes, ask you, where is your money? Where did you put the money I gave you? and then there's no money, there's no food in the house, and then the husband becomes bitter, and then you start fighting, and then the quarrels, and the marriage breaks. And the next day you do is to go to the social media and start saying, Turkish people, they are not good, Turkish people, they are not good, white people, they are not good, when it is actually your fault. I'm gonna take care of this girl. Some ladies, they don't want to clean their houses, they don't want to clean their self, and when the husband comes, you are smelling, you are not good, you are not keeping yourself well, the house is dirty, everything, the clothes. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I'm not saying that I always clean myself, I always do this stuff, no, but I always like to be in a clean environment. And also my mother-in-law, she's amazing when it comes to cleaning. If she gets the house is dirty, she's gonna just look the looks, she's gonna just have to look, and then if you're a person who is wise, you will understand that maybe she's actually looking somewhere whereby we have maybe that, or the kids have done something that is not right. So try as much as possible to be clean. If you have kids, make them well. When the husband comes at home, don't give your husband a baby who has maybe milk, she's dirty, or diapers, he has some poop, and the husband just came home to have a fun or to sit with the kids, and you're giving him a dirty baby. It's not right. It's not right. You're gonna agree with me, right? Now, another key important thing is actually to remember, while you are doing all this, don't actually just go into that marriage and forget about yourself as a lady. Try to find something that you can do. Try to find your hobbies. What are you good at? What can you do? Like, what are you capable of doing in terms of your hobbies? Try as much as possible to actually build yourself. Don't just come here because you are married and then you forget about yourself. It's not right. Like, find something you are good at. I know each and every one of us, we have different skills or different kinds of things. Like, we have different kinds of things that we are actually we just know that this is my hobby. For instance, if you like singing, try and maintain that career. If you like braiding your hair, like me, I love braiding my hair. Maybe I'll think about opening my own salon here someday, because we don't have African salons in my area, and I find it so difficult when I want to make my hair. I don't find it difficult, but I don't go to the salons here. I have not seen black people here making hair. So maybe in Istanbul we have a lot of them, but in Izmir just a few, and so far from my area. So I have to make sure that I'm doing my own hair. And that is my passion. I have a passion of writing. I have a passion of content creating. I have a lot of passion. So I'm trying as much as possible to learn, to study, maybe online, to study within my groups, to connect with different kinds of people, so that it's not just about the kids, the husband, and the family. So that actually, by the way, did you know that if you come here in Turkey, if you don't have friends, close friends here, you're gonna get bored. And one way of actually not being bored is building a career, have a goal, so that at the end of the day, you have something that is your own, not of your husband, family, or a business of your husband, but something of yourself. If you know something to do, or you have some products that you want to sell, open an Etsy shop and start selling online. If not so, try and find products here in Turkey. We have plenty and amazing, great products that you can take from Turkey and actually sell in your local area. So try as much as possible to build something of your own, okay? Now, another key important factor or key element is to actually be always understanding and supportive. Be ready to understand your partner, and also be patient. It takes time to know someone. Even if you have been dating maybe online, there is a big difference when you are dating someone online and when you are knowing that person physically, sitting together with that person and understanding what does this person want, like what can I do to improve our relationship. If that person has some things that you don't like, try as much as possible to be patient, forgive him and also learn from him. If it doesn't actually work out, then it brings me to my next point, whereby you need to seek professional help, guidance, counseling. Try as much as possible to try and find a therapist, someone who can actually work on your marriage so that it works. If it doesn't work completely, then it means you are not meant to be together. Don't sit there and try to say that because the society will judge me, because my people will start talking shit, or they're gonna start talking, oh, she just came or went here and then she came here and then blah blah blah. Forget about the society. They're gonna talk. They're gonna say, even if you get married to the person they want, they still gonna talk. So don't mind about other people. Instead, try as much as possible to build what really makes you happy. Forgive your husband if he is actually needing help, or if he needs you to forgive him, and try as much as possible to build that relationship. Now, as I always like to tell you, if you're finding value in this video and you want to hear me talk more about Turkey, about products, about relationship, money, investment, and all those kind of stuff, do me one favor, like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Now my daughter here, she really needed me to take her, so I had to grab her and continue with this video. However, like I was saying, try as much as possible to actually understand your partner. Try as much as possible to actually find ways to solve your conflict, and also be patient. Together with that, it brings me to my next point, whereby I want to say that try as much as possible to show appreciation to your partner. Small gestures like leaving maybe a note of love, notes, maybe thankful thoughts, and also maybe small gesture like when he comes in the home, try to smile, try to give him something good, try to actually buy him a gift, or try as much as possible to appreciate him even when he has friends or family, when he does something, or just to make him feel better. Okay, now another element that is very important, especially to we women, is actually to make sure you are not forgetting your self in terms of physical appearance. Try as much as possible to be physically fit, and also try as much as possible to be more beautiful. And I'm not saying that there are ugly people, of course I don't believe in that, but try as much as possible to make yourself more beautiful. Don't just leave yourself because you got that man already, you have that man, and then you just throw yourself. We normally say in Kenya, you are throwing yourself just like that far. Don't try doing this. Instead, try as much as possible to maintain yourself, maintain your figure, do some exercise, learn some exercise. If you actually Google, or even if you use YouTube, I have my YouTube friend, shout out to Lizzie. She's one of my best friends in Kenya. She is amazing when it comes to actually fitness and weight loss. I'm gonna leave her maybe her name here so that you can subscribe to her channel and support what she's doing. I always follow her up, and she has given me motivation to actually do some exercise that will actually help me maintain my figure and maintain my myself physically. So try as much as possible to be smart, be beautiful, be physically fit, so that you, if anybody makes trouble to you, you can have that strength to I'm not saying you go out fighting people anyhowly. I'm just using an example. As I wind up to go take care of this little girl, what I wanted to say is that if you find that marriage, maybe you are going in that house and there are kids, your stepkids, try to love them. Try to actually put yourself as their mom, not being like their mom, because in Turkey I find the culture is very much different. Kids here, they already know their mother, they already know their father, so they won't even try to say that you are their mom. Instead, they will call you maybe Habla if you are so big, or if you are so old, they can try to call you Teyze or Halla. I don't know which name. For me, they sometimes, or most of the times, they just refer me by my name, and also sometimes they actually refer me as Habla, you know, which means sister. So try to love them, accept them, learn from them, and always try to maintain a good relationship with them. Now, last but not least is actually to put God first in everything that you do. Marriage, it takes two people to actually build it, and also it takes the grace of God to actually maintain that marriage. It's not easy, but it's very possible when you believe in God, when you trust in God, and even if you are not going to church like me, you still can worship God wherever you are. Tell me in the comment section, do you find these tips great? My daughter, she's so stubborn. She wants to do some stuff. So I'm gonna leave this video here, and I'm gonna be speaking more. If you want more, tell me, and I'm gonna be pouring the tea for you so that we can learn together, grow together, and actually do other stuff together. Until next time again, I'll see you. Gurusharus. Bye bye. And by the way, this is my style for the day. This is this style I can go with it in the market. I can stay like this at home, and nobody will actually question me why you have this style, because it is my natural. Maintaining 4C hair is so difficult. If you want to have some tips and hacks of actually my 4C hair and the products that I normally use, this is my channel for hair. You can go there, subscribe, and